This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV. We're here at the North Shipping 2019 in Oslo, and we're very pleased to be joined by Steve Walker of Exxon Mobil. And Steve, first and foremost, thanks for joining us.
Greg, pleased to be here. My role within Exxon Mobil is to deal with the major OEMs building two-stroke and four-stroke engines for the marine industry.
Okay.
And we're pretty excited to be here this week to actually announce our M420 product, the Mobil Guard M420.
Okay, so what exactly is the M420?
So M420's been designed around the future fuel capability and flexibility to cover both LNG, distillate and heavy fuel oil in medium speed marine engines.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit of background on exactly why the M420 was created?
Really, it's this fuel sulfur shift. So as we shift down the sulfur content slate, we're moving to a world where we're going to be less than 5.5% sulfur. And with that, we don't need the amount of acid neutralization capability in the M series products for those engines. But we also need to consider dual fuel applications whereby we might be operating on distillate or LNG for a portion of the engine's time, and the M420 has the reduced ash capability to allow satisfactory operation with those differing fuels.
Okay, so as a vessel owner, what are some of the challenges that I face with this fuel switch?
It's really around timing, and one of my colleagues will talk a little bit more about that, but once we switch over, we're really having to move the lubricant type to a lower BN number, base number, reduce the ash level in the lubricant, but at the same time keep the good detergency and the good cleanliness performance of the lubricant that we've known for many years with the M series products.
Okay, so again, what are some of the specific properties of this new lubricant that you feel are salient points for the owners and operators?
Really good keep clean performance in all the areas of the engine, so rocker box, the camshaft space, the crankcase, but also the ability to keep the under piston cooling galleries very clean, prevent a build-up of asphaltene related deposits that would otherwise short time the maintenance intervals on those components or cause operating problems. So really good keep clean performance that we know and love from the M series products, but in a lower BN package.
Okay, so when you look at the market today, what do you see?
I think the market today from a lubricants perspective is very homogeneous, but we see as the future comes along, we're going to be moving to engines with a higher BMEP, higher temperatures, higher pressures, and I think that's where we'll see a difference in the lubes that can actually perform and the ones that don't do so well.
Okay, excellent. Steve, okay. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Again, this is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're here with Luca Volta of Exxon Mobil. And Luca, first and foremost, thanks for joining us. If you could just share with us what is your title and your area of responsibility?
So my title is Marine Fuels Venture Manager, so I'm responsible for the development and the deployment of our worldwide offer when we talk about marine fuels. So some of the announcements that we made, you've seen it over the last almost a year now. So all of that comes from the integrated work that my team is coordinating and leading.
Okay, so Luca, obviously we could probably sit here for 2 hours and have a conversation about marine fuels. Very topical with the IMO 2020 regulations coming down. So just in general, just to start, can you discuss the market, how you see the market developing, and more specifically, what you're hearing from the ship owners?
So market is a big concept, and I always think about the market and try to break it down into the different dimension of the value chain. The value chain that has at the front end the supplier of the molecules, and at the other end it's got the end users. So if we start looking from a supplier standpoint, there's been a number of announcements from a number of international oil companies, regional oil companies, national oil companies in terms of what type of fuels they're going to have available and where they're going to be available. On the other end, I spend the majority of my time with end user, with ship owners, and specifically we look at the level of preparedness they have, the plans that they have developed, and now they are deploying in that sense. So I would say that if you would ask me, is the market ready? I think the market is getting there, and again, across each dimension of the value chain. That includes storage of the product, that includes barges for the delivering of the product, and end users. So good level of preparedness. Still some steps to be taken, but as I said, I'm confident and comfortable in what I see when I have these discussions with ship owners.
Okay, so obviously the Exxon Mobil name is a very well-known one globally, but can you discuss the investment that has been made to date to ensure that there is no interruption of fuel availability specifically?
So from an Exxon Mobil standpoint, it starts with something that may look very simple, but it's our long-term commitment to the marine industry. If you look at some of the announcements that we've made recently, in terms of the upgrade on the Antwerp refinery, in the Rotterdam refinery, most recently in the Singapore refinery, those are upgrades that address our long-term commitment. And when we're talking about these type of investment, we talk about billions of dollars. So it's the letter B, not the letter M. Clearly those upgrades to our facilities are done not just for marine fuels, but for ground transportation fuels, for chemicals, for lubricants. And the reason why we do that is because we look at what is the energy need of the world. The marine industry is an important piece, but it's not the only piece. So that from an investment standpoint. Our long-term commitment continues with the investment in research and development and technology we've done specifically for the marine industry when it relates to 0.50% sulfur compliant fuels. We go back to the announcement we made in April of last year, where we announced what type of fuels we're going to have available, where we're going to have available, and then some more details that we provided in October of last year concurrent with SIPCO. So we are at deployment stage at this point in time. I would say that one of the biggest differences that I've seen in terms of Exxon Mobil is that we've been very clear in terms of what type of fuel we're going to have available, that they're all going to meet ISO 8217 2017. So, and the reason is because we believe in the quality, and compliance will not come at the detriment of quality when you're using Exxon Mobil fuels. In addition to that, all the work that we've done on the fit for use assessment, all the technology that we have deployed in terms of determining the stability of our fuels, enhancing the stability of our fuel, enhancing the characteristic of the fuels, the temperature viscosity relationship. And last but not least, as far as I understand, we're the only company that made very public and very clear statement about compatibility of our fuels. Our fuels will be compatible up to 80/20, 2080. This is because ship owners want and need not just compliant fuel, quality compliant fuels.
Okay. Very well put. Luca, it's a busy show. I very much thank you for your time.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay. This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV.